Hey, Brian. I hope you can hear me. I'm I'm on this machine, headed up over my building here. I'll turn it around here and let y'all see where I'm at. Let me turn it around. As you can tell, there's. Let me cut the machine off. Oh, you can hear me fine? Okay. Well, I cut the machine off. I was going to give a sort of aerial view here. That's looking down on the parking lot of the Ford dealership here, or the old Ford dealership. There's the lights and everything. And if the ones that have saw the rusty roof I had the other week. Okay, well, great. How's the picture on this one? Is the picture okay? Now you're looking at the top of the roof here. I don't want to get the bright. Yep, that's what they are. They're from. They're from an old Ford dealership, that's for sure. Picture's good. Nice new roof. That's what it looks like now, doesn't it? Yeah, we worked hard on this. We got, as you can tell, there's the skylights. They're sort of funky looking, but and then here is that side of it, and then here is the showroom roof. We got it all painted up also. There's my Dodge Dually down there. Of course, I'll film out here. You'll see the major highway out here out front. See, they got cars going by. That's Highway 150. That is a major thoroughfare through our town. And there's somebody, looks like they got everything in their arsenal there loaded up. But we're a great location here. Hopefully it's going to do real good for us. And we're up here enjoying ourselves. It's cooled off a little bit, so I'm going to be doing a little bit more work out here. I got a lot of pressure washing, that's hard to say, pressure washing to do. And was it new or painted? No, we painted it. What we did, we took it was, I got somebody blowing at me there, one of my friends. What we did, it was a rusty metal building, like an old barn, only a little bit heavier gauge metal than that. And then we took what they call a rust emulsion type thing, and it actually turns the rust black or brown, dark brown black, and then you're able to rub that off and then paint it, and we paint it back to silver, the aluminum paint. Kings Mountain, I just passed by there. Hey, Justin Harrelson, okay. Hey, yeah, well, I'm right here in Cherryville, if you know where Kings Mountain is. Let me out of no, that's actually the skylights there. That's actually the skylights right there. They're just a dingy color and everything. That's just the color they are. I didn't replace the skylights. They didn't need replacing or anything. I've got one over here that was done backwards. Whoever did them put it on top of that. I don't know if you see it. Not that one, but that one there, in between the vents. Whoever put in those skylights when they replaced them a couple years ago put that one in backwards. Yep. I'm trying to scroll up here. Let me see what, I didn't get that last. Oh no, they really lights up real good. They're just dingy looking by this picture, but no, they light up really, really good. They look darker than they actually are right now on this camera, but they're sort of a yellowish color and everything. And they got a little age on them, but they're still in fine shape. I've checked them out. They're still in good shape. So that's where that's going to be. Well, I'm going to crank up the machine here again. so everybody can hear me crank up here and take it down. I hope the picture's good. All right. I'm gonna try to get this. You hear all these beepers. No, I'm not gonna start a Ford dealership. No, Ford didn't. They've done away with all the small dealerships. I buffered a few times in a few seconds, but the picture's still good. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm just on the AT&T service on this phone. AT&T does better on this side of town. Let me bring her back down here. You see what I'm working with. I'm trying to clean off this gutter. Now there's a little bit of the blue paint we're experimenting with. See how that looks for the Napa color. Well, good. I'm glad that machine's quieter. It's a big 6-cylinder diesel. It's a nice machine. Now here's my doors. I'm coming down with it there. Cut it off again. Yeah, we're having these doors replaced this week. Yeah, this Ford dealership was built in 1969. I was a senior in high school when because I'm an old fart too. But it was a new building to me in 1969. Yep, that's what it is. This is sort of a 60s design, you might say, and everything. That's what it is. And well, here's my machine. If you want to see the machine, that's what I'm using right now. It's a neat machine. It's a real neat machine. I like it. Yeah, here's the view of the front of the building, sort of. Yeah, that's the Napa Repair Center is going to go in the garage area, and then of course the Napa store is going to be in the showroom part, and even straight on back where the old offices were, and the hey, Matt. That's right. Yeah, everybody's saying, what's he doing? Yeah, he's up and away. He's flying. Yep. Yeah, I was up there. Not quite as tall as the radio tower right ahead. There's the radio station tower right across from me. But here's the general layout. Yep. I'm gonna have a parts store and a automotive shop. Yeah. Now you see some of the old parts bins there. We had this new door put in a couple of weeks ago, this front entry door. And the only glass that we're going to have showing is going to be this panel here. Well, it hasn't been vacant as far as a building. Now it hasn't been a Ford dealership for about 25 years. Ford downsized everything. Yep, I'm putting the parts and everything up front. In other words, it's a pretty good sized showroom. It's, let's see, those panels are, say, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet across there. So that's 60 feet across. And then I'll show you a little bit of the side view here. Whereas you see what I'm dealing with on some of this. We're having to come in here and paint these rusty beams. I've got to paint. We got to put the rusty emulsion. We've already power sprayed those right there, those beams, and then I power sprayed all these gutters out here. We got it here so you can see it good. That gutter right there, we've been power spraying those. Got most of the old latex paint off of it and everything. So we got that looking pretty good. Got it slicked up good enough to take paint. And that's been the big thing. And then, like I say, here's the, we're gonna have metal now on this panel, and this panel. It's also gonna have gray metal on it. We're starting on that tomorrow. We're putting insulation, 2-inch insulation, and then the metal on the outside. And then on the other side, we're putting 2-inch insulation again, and then we're pegboarding it and putting a wall on the inside to use for the parts and everything. So that's what we're doing there. And that way cut down it's like an oven in there right now. And we got to put a new HVAC in there, because there's the old, yeah, it's time warp too, the old decorative block and everything. Yeah, we've been pressure washing the building and everything, it had a lot of moss and just some old things on it, old vines and a few things, just trying to clean up this brick. And here's the old HVAC. Of course, it's rusted all to pieces. I'm gonna try to scrap these fans. I'm gonna take this thing apart and maybe get me some good fans out of it, some big old fans. Of course, I've got a good exhaust fan right up there. The exhaust on both sides of the shop. That goes all the way through. And I'll walk you back here. Of course, here's the body shop, the old body shop. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I better scrap it before the crackhead get a hold of it, that's for sure. Yeah, there's the old body shop there, and that's a tall building. I don't know if you can tell, that's a 12-foot door. And there was another 12-foot door over there, and they took it out and I put that, but I'm gonna have to raise it on up to 14. It's 12 wide, which is wide enough for a truck, but I'm gonna have to raise it on up to 14 to get a tractor trailer truck in there. So we're gonna do that and use that for my truck shop. Yep, yeah, well, it's block and big old brick. That's some huge, big old brick. That's like the back of this. This building's brick and block. Yeah, well, I know it is. I'm glad we're in a small town. We got the crackheads, but not as many probably. Yeah, I'd hate to think. I know the last time, well, one of the first times I ever went to Memphis, and this is back about 87 probably, and I was driving a truck there, and I was trying to find our terminal. I never had been to the RPS FedEx terminal at the time, and I stopped at a service station over there on Elvis Presley Boulevard, and this dude jumped up on the side of the truck, and he said, "Where you need to go? Where you need to go?" I said, "Well, yeah, I do need to go. I'm trying to find the RPS terminal." He said, "Give me $5 and I tell you where it's at. Give me $5. I said, "Mister, I don't carry money with me." He said, "I don't know where it's at then." So he jumped off the truck, and I said, "I'll find it." This is back before GPS and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's about right for Memphis. Bring guns and explosives and everything else. But yeah, it was kind of spooky. It was about 11 or 12 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. No, it was a Sunday night. It was a Sunday night, because I remember listening to Dale Earnhardt. I was coming up the road. I remember listening to the race and listening to Dale Earnhardt won the, I believe it was the Coca-Cola 600, and at the time. But yeah, that's the way it is. But yeah, here's the back. There's my parts bay entry right there, my parts door where they drop off the parts. That's the way it was when it was a Ford dealership. And then I've got 6 doors on the back of the shop there. And as you can see, it's a good wide. Yeah, that's back when it was fading in and out too, because I didn't have XM radio back then. Well, XM wasn't even invented back then. XM or Sirius wasn't even invented in '87. I don't think it came about until the early '90s. But anyway, that's what we got right there. And like I said, let me give you a bird's eye view of what size building this is. Yeah, that's about right. I I had to turn the dial till I kept getting a station every 50 or 60 miles, maybe every 100 miles. You know, it depends on where the station was at. But yeah, it's a block building. And that right there, that building's probably a good 18 foot tall right there, every bit of it. I need some fascia board replaced on it. But there's my waste oil tank that I've got. It used to be a gas tank. I'm making it a waste oil. I'm gonna pour this into a full pad out here and make a lean-to for our shop. My guys said they'd like to have an open air area where they could pull the trucks under and kind of not be stuck in a shop. And so I'm gonna do that right here, just make it an open air area, make a shed, and then have it open in here so they can pull trucks in and work in it, sort of daylight looking, you know, that way. And we'll see how they like it. They'll probably have me close it in after a while. But I mean, the other part's closed in, so we'll be fine. But that gives you a general idea of what it looks like here in the back. Of course, we got a ton of stuff to do on the inside. We keep tearing through some doors and some walls. This place had put up more petitions than you can shake a stick at. I tell you, every time it looks like it's got about, let me get up here and I'll show you. Hey, JC. Whoops. Yeah, they fit right in here, wouldn't they? That's for sure. Yeah, I could put all those F-350s and 250s out front and they think I'm opening up a new dealership, wouldn't they? Yeah, they'll think I got the Ford franchise back if I had all your trucks down here. They'll think it's a Ford truck center, for sure. Yeah, it's let me change my hands on my camera thing. I have to do it left-handed here for a second because I got me one of the new. I got me a new handle. And there goes a big truck. I got me one of these little camera jibs or whatever you want to call them. I'm trying to get things squared up. Let me open up this door. I don't have this one unlocked. Let me turn on the lights. All right, lights. All good LEDs. I hope the signal's still good inside the building here. I don't know. Y'all guys tell me. I don't know how good it is or not. Let me turn on some lights in here. Yeah, it's hot in here, I tell you. Of course, although I've left the AC on a little bit, my wife's gonna kill me. But here's some of the rooms we've been remodeling here. I took out this wall here. This area was just had a wall and had another room, and I'm trying to make it into a better area. And then here's the old, well, let me step up here, I'll show you this. When I worked here back in the 80s, this is where we kept our car parts. We used to have to walk up here to get fenders and hoods or whatever. Not very safe though. I gotta fix this. No banister or anything. Of course, there's all my AC stuff over there. But you can see this was the old parts room, and actually this part over here was too when I was here. But the people that had a heating HVAC business in here for about 20 years, and they remodeled and put a bunch of these rooms. I don't know why, but I'm gonna use them now. My guys say this is where the hydraulic hose room's going. So we're gonna do hydraulic hoses in there. And in here, I don't know, but still plenty of room. And in here we've got, here's our bay. And over here I've got a trailer full of insulation. I'll pull this down. Oh. Squeak. Here's what I've got in here. I've got the 2-inch. I got the 2-inch insulation here. It's going to go in between the windows. I'll take one of them up to that area. We'll just check it out. We're gonna try to get the R value down a little bit so my AC bill ain't a gazillion dollars. Alrighty. You got to excuse me as I maneuver this. And one more door. Yeah, and out of here's where we're going with this. But that's a little bit under. I'm just going to set it sideways here. And get over the box. But anyway, y'all see what I've got. Right at the 2 inches meet. Right at perfect on this beam here. So we're gonna put this insulation in up against this plate glass. Yep. And then we're gonna put the, like I said, the pegboard on this side, and on the outside, we're gonna put the sheet metal. So we'll be able to, yeah, well, I got a Ford. I got several Fords too, but my Dodge is, I'm like JC, I'm not ashamed to drive either one. But they sell Dodges at Ford dealerships. You go to the used side, you'll see plenty of them. But y'all can see what I'm doing there. I'm adding, like I said, I'm gonna add that insulation on both sides. Hopefully that will give it, this is supposed to be R10. So between, I'm figuring R10 for each side, that's gonna be R20. And then the glass itself, I have a little bit of property of insulation. I don't know how much. When it's, I've been told when it's sandwiched in between that insulation and that metal and everything, it'll bump that on up. So I hope to have about an R25 insulated wall. And then overhead, we're gonna blow R40 overhead over top of these lights, because there's, if you can look up in there, there's about 2 foot of space or better. Yeah, it's gonna cut down on the sunlight, but with all these LED lights, I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, I've got to do one way or the other. I mean, if you let, I mean, it's like a hot house in there, or you can fight it with AC, and then your AC bill's a gazillion dollars, or you can do like what I'm doing. And basically this is going to make it look like a Napa store anyway. No, it's not asbestos. It's just regular ceiling tile. It's just, it's been up there a few years, but it's not asbestos. If it is, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I'm just gonna blow insulation on top of it and not worry about it. I mean, it's not, nothing's wrong with it. So we'll just do that and not worry about it. Yeah, yeah. As you can tell, I'm tired and wore out doing all this all day long. But it's part of the biz, part of the biz. See these pretty, I got some clouds in the background, but I've got a pretty sunset there behind me. You can see the parking lot and everything behind me. Oh me, of course you don't need to look at my face, I'll turn it back around. There's our traffic. The traffic flow is pretty good. Hey, I ordered it, I actually got mine in. Clay, the one Clay had, I got mine in today and I've experimented with it. It looks like it's a pretty good camera, JC. I ordered it and got it in today. Because I thought, I said, shoot. I mean, it's neat like a little GoPro. My son has a GoPro about that size and paid about $300 something for it just a couple years ago. And it's 1080p. It's got 2 batteries that came with it, a lot of accessories. Hey Doug, glad to see you in there. Yeah, I'm hoping to have some videos up with that other camera. Right now, I'm just on, this is my iPhone 10 that I'm on right now. I hope the picture's pretty good. Usually this 10 does a pretty good job. I don't know if it's backwards again today or not. All these live feeds have been backwards. And I don't know if I'm backwards or not. Let me flip it around. You tell me if Napa's, how's Napa reading? Is Napa reading right or is Napa reading backwards? I got my Napa hat that I've ruined and all that. But yeah, backwards, okay. So I've got my Appa hat on. I got my Apna hat instead of my Napa hat. Yeah, now the frontwards, when the front facing camera, it seems to do all right on live feeds. It's just that, I mean, you can look at my tag on my truck. It says, you can read weighted in North Carolina on that and just right, I would imagine. So it's doing fine. Got that high output diesel, the big Cummins. But yeah, this is, you guys see what I'm up against here, trying to get all this and get her done. Now, JC, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, because boy, look at those clouds over there. My wife said the clouds were coming in. They are. You see what I'm using there, JC? I got this Genie. This thing here is good. I actually told them to come and get it today, and they came and got it and brought me out a little lift. And that daggum little scissor lift was so unstable out here. This cement was it kind of leans down a little bit, not a whole lot, but slopes a little bit, and it would not go up more than 6 or 8 feet. And I told them, I said, hey, just bring that big piece back. And so we had them to bring the big Genie back. I like this thing. It's pretty neat. Let me get back up in here. We'll take her back up. We'll take it back up where it's cooler and try to get her going here. If it ain't too loud for everybody. I'll take it up and let y'all, the ones that are on there now, see my roof. Ones earlier on, I showed it to them. I'll take it back up here and that way we can get a good bird's eye view. I see one spot over there he didn't get good. I'm gonna have to, or is that where I might have been where I pressure washed done, but I can't tell. I believe that might be my pressure washing. All right, JC, you take care. I know you got a lot of broke trucks. I got a lot of painting to do and everything else too, pressure washing. You take care. I'll catch you out there later. Here's my bird's eye view. If you guys want to see it, I'm bringing it on up here. I'm probably up about 40 feet right now. As y'all can tell, I'm even with the telephone poles just about, so I'm up right at 40 feet. Let me cut this thing off so I can hear, so y'all can hear me a little bit maybe. But I'll like I said, I'll give y'all the bird's eye view again, the ones that weren't on it earlier. There's my acreage that goes all the way out to the railroad track. I don't know if you can see that railroad track way on out there, but it goes out to there, out to that tree line. Actually, a lot of trees out there I'm gonna knock down. And then there's my body shop building. It's gonna turn into the truck garage. And then down there, like I said, I'm right across, if you can see the radio station antenna there, I'm right across from a veterinarian shop and a radio station, the local radio station. And that's where we're at. And like I said, there we are down there on top of or above, I mean, the Dodge Dually. So hopefully it looks better than it did a week or so ago. We'll see you, JC. You take care. And I hope everybody will enjoy this. I'm gonna get off here too, because it's about to get, as you'll tell, those clouds are looking kind of ominous there. I'm not gonna give you a weather report, but when there's clouds like that, there's probably lightning nearby. So I'm gonna, here in the summertime, I'm gonna take this thing down because I'm a lightning rod out here right now. So I'm gonna take it back down and get out of here. And I'll catch you guys later. See you guys.